Hi guys, Rachel Cush here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a little bit different of a video than I normally do. This video is just going to be explaining to you a year-long challenge that I'm starting that I'll probably be updating you with as I go. But this year, I am doing a Spend Fast challenge for 1 year. In 2018, for 5 months, I did a Spend Fast. And what that means is I decided that I was going to use what I already had in my house, bring nothing new that wasn't consumable, like food or, say, shampoo if I ran out of shampoo. Um, and I wasn't going to purchase anything unless it was for someone else, like a gift for Christmas, birthdays, that kind of thing. And so I did this challenge because I've been reading a lot about minimalistic living, not the one chair in your entire house kind of minimalistic, but basically being happy with what you have and using what you already have instead of bringing new stuff in all the time. And also just narrowing down to the essentials so you don't have a ton of clutter, so you don't have a ton of storage, so you don't look at things all the time and be like, I never use that, and then just sits there. So my goal was to kind of step away from consumerism a little bit. I work in marketing, and so I understand that the point of marketing is to get you to emotionally buy things that you don't maybe necessarily need. A lot of times we make purchases because of the way things make us feel, not because of their function. And that happens more often than we even realize. So in 2018, I read a couple books on kind of the psychology of why we buy, this consumeristic culture, kind of found a couple documentaries on minimalism, some on the extreme side, some on the very like reasonable side, and was deeply intrigued by it. So, that being said, I made it the 5 months. It was very eye opening. It was emotional. I did it through Black Friday, I did it through Christmas. At some points, I felt dramatic and deprived. At other points, I felt like a burden was lifted and I felt light and happy, happier than I had been with all the stuff I had. And so it brought to light a lot of things. And some of those things are, my emotional spending habits, why I feel like I need things, how the keeping up with the Joneses culture kind of is all consuming, the Instagram perfect life and the social media culture that kind of perpetuates the need to buy and have like a picture perfect everything. And so I was able to address a lot of that stuff. Right as that spend fast was ending, I got pregnant with the twins. And so I bought a lot of maternity clothes. We obviously stocked our house with baby stuff. And so I was kind of derailed. I don't want to say derailed, but I kind of went away from the original intent of the spend fast, which was to become more aware of what I was buying and appreciate the stuff I had more. Once the boys got here, I realized that babies have a lot of stuff. I still have a lot of stuff. And I had this like big desire to go back and challenge myself again to minimize the stuff I have, stick to the stuff I really like, and buy less and consume less of this like culture that we're being fed. And so, anyways, a long story short, I wanted to challenge myself to an entire year on the spend fast. I know I could do it for 5 months. And so I think a year is obviously more than double that. I think there's going to be a lot more events that are going to challenge me to not purchase. But I decided that in 2020 was going to be the year that I took this on. So I'm going to go over a couple of the guidelines I'm going to follow and what I hope to gain from it. The guidelines for my spend fast this year are going to be very similar to the ones that I had originally, and that is I'm only buying consumable goods that I completely run out of. So, food, obviously, every week we're going to eat the food in our refrigerator. Last time I did this, I didn't put any cap on how much we could eat out, but this time I am bringing our times that we eat out down to one time a week. That's just because A, I realized how much money we were spending on eating out, and two, um, just how much I was, you know, missing out on enjoying cooking all of a sudden. Like I went from cooking all the time to like barely cooking at all. And because we had two infants, uh, all of a sudden I was validating never cooking because I was just tired. But I've gotten back to meal prepping and batch cooking. So this time during the spend fast, I'm limiting myself, besides when we go to visit family, where obviously I won't be home to cook and I'm not always going to be able to cook at other people's houses. For the most part, we're going to try to keep it to one time a week that we get anything outside of the house to eat. I've also really gotten back into cooking, and so uh, grocery shopping has become more fun. I've become more creative, and also I'm learning how to use an air fryer, so that's awesome. The next thing is that a list of things that I know I'm not going to be buying this year. New clothes, new shoes for myself, new makeup, unless literally I run out of every mascara in my beauty like drawer. I find that in one year that might be impossible. So we shall see. But what I have right now is what I'm going to end up with, hopefully at the end of the year. I will not be buying more makeup. I won't be purchasing more books. I'm not going to be purchasing more electronics. Um, my phone is now 2 years old. This is the time that I would normally be getting an upgrade. I will not be doing that this year. I will be using my phone until it doesn't work anymore. So, like, really need it to work at least for one more year. Um, yeah, what did I cover? Electronics, books. Until I listen to all my audiobooks, I can't buy another audiobook. So just like little things that I don't need, seasonal decor, things that I can continue to purchase, obviously food, things I run out of completely, like if we run out of shampoo completely. Uh, I used to have tons of shampoo from the first spend fast. I actually went through a lot of it. So now we're down to like two or three bottles that my husband has, two bottles I think that I have. So I might not make it through the whole year with shampoo, but things like that, waiting till they're completely out to rebuy. What else can I buy? Oh, things for the boys that they absolutely need. So for example, um, we're trying to make do with everything we already have and enjoy the things we have, but there are certain things that the boys will probably outgrow before the spend fast is over that I can't make do without. So for example, we need high chairs for them so they can start eating solids in a month or two. They may outgrow their car seat depending on how big they are at the end of the year. That's a safety issue. We're not going to just keep them in a smaller car seat so we don't have to buy one. That's insane. We're going to buy a car seat that fits them when they graduate out of it. So there are certain things. Things I'm not going to go and do is buy them a ton of toys or books. We have books, we have toys that have been given to us. We have a very gracious family that gave us clothes all the way till they're, I think, up to a year. So for most of the year, we'll have enough clothes for them. So there'll be very few like toys, clothes, books, kind of things that I don't think we'll need any actually for the boys. So it'll just be same thing, like things that we have to have for them that we don't already have. Um, so yeah, and then obviously I'm still allowing myself to buy gifts for other people. So for birthdays, um, uh, what else? Birthdays, and then I guess holidays. But the only thing that will be any major holiday for gift giving will be Christmas, and that's at the end of the year. I always went through a Christmas one time on a spend fast. I can do it again. Let's see. What other guidelines am I missing? Oh, I want to go back to clearing out stuff this time as well. In the 5 months that I was on the spend fast the first time, I realized that even with no other option, I didn't use a lot of the stuff in my house and donated a ton of it. I didn't miss it. Somehow things have crept back in. Not really, I didn't really replace everything that I donated. That would be crazy. But I did have acquired, I look around and I have acquired a couple things that when I was off the spend fast, I was like, ooh, I really wanted this. And now I don't even use it. So I will go back to donating things I don't use after a 6 month period in that season. So, for example, if it's the summer, I don't wear my winter coat, I'm not going to toss my winter coat. That's just common sense. But if I go through a whole summer and I don't wear a pair of shorts or a bathing suit because it doesn't fit, maybe it's too tight, whatever the problem is, I'm going to donate it. I'm just going to keep the things that I love to wear, that fit me well, and that I'm actually wearing on a regular basis. I would love to cut way down on my clothes again, my shoes again. I don't think we really have any excess electronics this time. I'm trying to think. But also donating all the stuff the boys grow out of to people who need it. Um, There's a lot of people where, baby clothes, baby stuff is expensive. I would love to, like, I donate my own stuff. I like to donate the baby stuff as well as they grow out of it. What else? Sorry, I'm just making sure I don't miss anything. There's always like a ton of questions I get when I do these spend fast, like what counts, what doesn't. Maintenance stuff like getting an oil change is necessary for my car to run, so I'm going to do that. Things to keep are, I wouldn't scrimp on something like that. I'm going to limit myself to one haircut this year because I don't really get my hair cut that often. I found like during my spend fast last time, I really wanted to spend money. So I was like, wow, I should get my hair done. I was getting my nails done all the time. Something else that this spend fast is allowing us to do is go down to one income. And I think that now that we have the boys and our lifestyle has changed drastically, and my husband is staying home to take care of them, we're on one income. So this is also coming at the opportune time to help us make that really big adjustment from a two income family to a one income family and learn how to rebudget and rebalance our lives by spending a lot less and making sure that we don't get into this crunch where it's like, wow, this is the lifestyle we used to have and it's so drastically different. I'm just going on a spending fast. So, in general, we're going to be cutting a lot of expenses and a lot of unnecessary spending. And so, hopefully, that will help with the adjusting to being on one income and having my husband stay home with the boys. It is a blessing. And I'm grateful that we are able to do it. I think this spend fast is coming at a perfect time for it. I think having less stuff in the house will be less stressful, especially with as much stuff as we had to bring in for the babies, like cribs and toys and play mats that we got gifted, that we purchased ourselves last year. So, with the amount of stuff that came in, I would love to get rid of stuff that I don't use and have it go out and have like a clearer space. I find that with less clutter, I feel happier. At the end of the year, we hope to buy a house. I have heard the nightmares of I once packed a box 2 houses ago. It goes with me to every house. We never open it, but I keep moving it. I don't want to be that person. I have been that person in the past. I hate looking at something and being like, wow, I haven't seen you in years. And then, taping the box back up and throwing it back in storage. I hope that when we move, I'm only moving the stuff that we love and need and use. I think that'll also take a little stress off moving into a new house, hoping that we find a house that we want to move into at the end of the year. That is the goal. And so if that happens for us, I want to move with the least amount of crap and only the stuff we really value. All right. Last but not least, what do I hope to gain? Well, one biggest thing, I want to make the transition to having one stay at home parent and one working parent as easy as possible. That obviously is the most pressing issue at hand. Um, we did not determine that we were going to have one parent stay home before I decided to do this spend fast, but as they have like coincided, I think this is a perfect opportunity. I really want to take advantage of it. Two, I want to go back to the main point of the first one, which was to kind of shy away from this consumeristic culture, to only buy things that I really love and really need. After this year, will I maybe purchase new makeup? Maybe I will purchase new clothes? Sure. But I hope to do so with more intention and more carefully. And the things I do purchase, just use the living crap out of them, love them till I can't love them anymore, instead of just buying and buying and buying. I hope to get a hold of, emotional spending again. I know that it's really easy when you're stressed just to make that purchase. It makes you feel really good. I used to do that all the time. Amazon is not my friend when I am having a bad day. So I hope to get that back under control, obviously, by not purchasing. I have to find a different way to deal with my stress. And I found a lot of great ways to decompress on my last spend fast and outside of shopping that shopping was always just the quickest thing that I went to. But I found a lot of great things to help me decompress when I wasn't just shopping my feelings away. The third thing I want to accomplish is the free time I get from not browsing online at stuff, even if I'm not buying, time spent at the store, time spent at the mall, looking through emails, marketing emails, being like, ooh, what do they have? When I'm on a spend fast, I actually go through my inbox and delete or unsubscribe to every single marketing type email because it helps cut out the stress and the temptation. It helps me stay on track. That saves me time. I know it doesn't even think, but if you're only doing it for 10 minutes a day, that's 70 minutes a week. I mean, that really adds up in a year. And so that's just browsing emails, right? Like, imagine how much time we spend just meandering in the store when there's things we could be buying and we're just kind of browsing and looking versus when we know we can't purchase anything, we just have to go in and get what we know is on our list. I'm also using grocery pickup because it saves me money by not browsing in the store. It also helps me stay away from temptation. What else do I think? So just adjusting to the new income, stepping away from consumeristic culture and enjoying the things that I already have and really appreciating them, saving time, obviously, saving money, and then saving stress of moving crap around in my house, trying to organize stuff that I don't even use, trying to clean stuff, knickknacks that I don't even like. Hope to get rid of the clutter and have just a more serene and zen environment where I enjoy going into a room and seeing 2 books on a shelf that I have left to read versus 20 that I've had for 5 years. I keep saying, I'm going to read that, and I don't. So that is the bulk of what I hope to gain from this. I did have a set of 3 books that I read on repeat. One of them is called More Than Enough. The girl who wrote that, basically, I felt like she was in my brain saying the words that I think when I'm shopping. I really connected with that book, and it helped solidify the fact that I really did want to do this for an entire year. Hope to make it a habit long term, but this 1 year challenge, I'm up for it. Um, I won't call it a New Year's resolution as much as a New Year's challenge. I hope that you guys challenge yourself in new ways this year. This is the way I'm going to challenge myself. Hope to gain a lot by doing it. And of course, I will keep you updated on how it's going on my Spend Fast year. Leave a comment below. Do you guys have any big challenges or goals for 2020, and what are they? And as always, if you like this video and you want to know how it's going, I will continue to update you maybe every 3 to 6 months on how the challenge is. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll talk to you later. Bye.